The show.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another very happy edition of the North Bank Summit. I, for one, have had a lovely weekend and here to share my happiness and joy and just the fact that we're still 6 points clear. Everything's beautiful. I've got two very sexy men with me tonight. First, let's start with my co-host, Liam. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, good evening, mate. Yeah, not bad, not bad. Yeah, happy with the win yesterday. Top performance. Um, Sent them scumbags backpacking down the old Seven Sisters Road, didn't we? They were giving it all the bark, and they come back, they come to us with no bite. They were toothless, weren't they? Absolute toothless. And do you know what? They can have their little trophy because that's all they're going to have. And probably for 6 months longer they can talk about it, but they haven't got an essay, have they?
That's all good. And George, have special guest appearance. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Thank you. Yeah, thought I'd come back on the show, especially after yesterday. Just echoing what Liam said. Great performance. They might be the champions of Europe, but they're more like a championship team that played in Europe after yesterday. So, um,
In the
yeah,
Toto Cup.
yeah, it's a bit embarrassing. Like North London derby, and they play with 8 or 9 defenders. So, yeah, I'm sure we'll get into it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, rumour has it Andy got so excited he combusted, and that's why he's not here tonight.
Done a Jonesy.
No, absolutely. Oh, yeah. He got so excited, bless him. But yeah, obviously, starting with the lineup, Liam. I mean, wasn't really any surprises.
Nah, no surprises whatsoever, mate, if I'm being totally honest. Yeah. I suppose the only slight surprise was that we thought that Goldcrest might be back. But yeah, obviously Mikel Mourinho continued to obviously deputise up front, which I suppose was the only thing that people were probably hoping that Goldcrest was going to return. But obviously Mikel was superb yesterday in terms of what he delivered for us. That first ball was absolutely world class, and he's proven in quite a few of the big games now that actually he can play in that role and come out world class assists. Like when you think of the Real Madrid game in the Bernabeu, he supplied that ball, didn't he, for the Saka goal, and that ball he played for Trossard, like absolutely top quality. And what a player he's become for us in terms of like he's not going to play week in week out, but when he comes in, he gives you absolute everything. And yeah, like I think fair dibs to him to be fair because like we all wanted Goldcrest back. Of course we did because he's our striker, but we won 4-1 without him, mate. So there's no Havertz, there's no Goldcrest, there's no Jesus, but we're scoring 4 goals. I, for one, was told that we're boring. We scored the most goals in the Premier League this year. So how boring actually are we? And I was told that we was only set piece FC, but
Yeah,
I didn't see a set piece
4 goals from open play.
4 goals from open play yesterday. So the delusion's there, isn't it? The delusion's there, and what it is, it's hatred across the whole of England at the moment. And I love it. I love it. It's winding absolute everyone up. Yeah, right. And we're delivering on everything. Most wins in the Premier League, least defeats, most goals, least goals conceded. What more can you want at this moment in time?
Yeah, that's it. We are the best team in the country, yeah, my George. Just be honest, and we're laughing at everybody.
Yeah, mate. Like Liam said, I love it that we're getting underneath everyone's skins. Like they're running out of excuses, mate, and all these other stuff. Like it used to make me laugh when they said we were set piece FC. That was at the same time that Chelsea had scored more set piece goals, but that don't fit the narrative, does it? But yeah, I just think like you said, we scored 4 yesterday, and like you just run quickly through the players we haven't got. That's Gabriel, that's Erdegaard, that's Havertz, that's Gyökeres. That was Martinelli and Madueke. I know they was on the bench, but you still don't have them. Jesus as well. Like that's 3 quarters of a team. Like and we're still putting in performances like that, and just like a lot of respect for Mikel Marino. Yeah, he's not going to play week in, week out. But what I love about Mikel Marino is every time he plays, he delivers.
Yeah,
And that whether he's playing in that midfield, I know there was talk at the start of the season when he played at 10 and all that stuff. But when he plays in that 9, and I don't really think he plays that 9 role because I think he more plays that as a false 9. Because if you watched yesterday, the amount of people he was swapping positions with. And he can't be that bad, can he? Like, he's breaking records for Spain, playing as their number 9 when they've got other number 9s
He's
available.
been
So,
phenomenal. Absolutely
yeah.
phenomenal. Someone said if Bergkamp or Messi had played that pass yesterday, everyone would be raving and raving and raving about it. But it's just
Or
superb.
Phil Foden. I don't think he's had enough respect, Phil Foden, for laying all them goals on the plate yesterday. Like, it's
Yeah,
not
he's
been
been
mentioned.
fashionable for a next scoreboard. But yeah, Marina, I mean, and I want to talk about Trossard as well, because again, he's come up trumps and he likes to go against Tottenham. Then he scored a few, and his all-round game, another goal, another assist. He's been superb.
We're all eating humble pie with Trossard a little bit, aren't we? And
Yeah, we
I
are.
was
I definitely am.
well, we all are, mate. Like,
We're all happy to, you know what I mean? Fucking hell.
we all are, if we're being totally honest. So, like, we knew Trossard was a good impact player, but one thing that he hadn't proven, and look, let's be honest, he hadn't proven it, was his consistency. Now, that is a little piece in terms, I think, that he was playing in different positions for the club, and I don't think he was concrete into one position at all times. He did used to dip out of first half in games, especially when he played up top. But do you know what? Since he's come in this left wing position, and I think now he's got the competition around him where he knows that he has to deliver or he'll basically be out of the team. He's delivering, and yet again another goal against the Scum, which obviously backed up from last season as well. Coming up with big goals in important games at the moment, and actually, to be honest here, at this moment of time, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but he's probably one of the first names on the team sheet because actually he's scoring the big goals in the big moments. And he did that yesterday. Like, look, he breaks the deadlock. Once he breaks the deadlock, Spurs have got to come out and play at us a little bit. They've got to play a different way. And they had no answers. They had absolutely no answers in terms of how to kind of manage us. And once that first goal goes in, it's game over. It's game over because, as I say, they've got to come out now. They're mentally, tactically set up to sit in a low block. Do you know what I mean? Go and sniff out a 1-0 maybe from a set piece or something like that. But he's coming up with these big goals and the intelligence of that run as well. Like we talk about the Mikel Merino pass, but the intelligence of the run to time that the way he timed it is absolute world class.
It's like a number 9 as well. The run.
I'll tell you what, you remind me of a little bit, Brooksy. Like this could, and this is a brave comparison, by the way, but he could end up being our like kind of Robert Perez in terms of the big goals scored in the big moments. You think in them league campaigns like I know the Liverpool goals. You know what I mean? Perez used to score big goals in big moments, and I feel Trossard's doing that this year.
And he'll have to go against Spurs.
Well, what did he got about 9 or 10, didn't he? Old Robert Perez against Spurs.
I never hated him.
But that's the biggest attribute I can give to him at the moment. Is actually he's reminding me of Perez a little bit in them championship winning seasons where he was getting the big goals at the big moments. Freddie Ljungberg was doing it from the right hand side as well, wasn't he? Like our wingers were so good at that in terms of defining games. And I feel Trossard's taking us to that level now. Like the Sunderland goal, he was so unfortunate not to get the winner there. He gets the winner at Fulham. Do you know what I mean? These little goals that he's getting is breeding up. And I think there's a lot more to come from him. And I think, look, we get Odegaard back. There's a lot of competition. There's a lot of games coming up thick and fast. We will rotate the team. But at the moment, I think Trossard, at this present moment of time, is rightly playing in that first 11.
Yes, I think he's arguably one of the first names in the team sheet. Arteta loves him, and you can tell he's very much a confidence player, George. And I can't believe it's been 10 minutes and we haven't even mentioned the hat-trick hero yet. So I'll let you crack on. How did Eze play yesterday? Did he do okay?
Yeah, not too shabby. Just before I go on to Eze, I need to hold my hands up. I've been one of Leandro Trossard's biggest critics. But recently he's proved me wrong, and I agree with Liam. I think he's definitely got to be one of the first names on the team sheet. What I liked about the goal yesterday, how he twisted and finished that goal. Like I've not seen that from Trossard. That's what he was doing for Brighton when he was banning in 4 against Liverpool, like that mid-table team that are there at the minute. So I think like what Trossard's doing, I think he's nailed that left side down. Like obviously you've got Martinelli coming back, but I think this is where it's going to help us over the Christmas period. That's normally where we struggle, but now we've got players like Erdegaard, Madueke, Martinelli that can be rotated in. So yeah,
Mentioned Kai Havertz and Jesus.
oh yeah, Havertz, Jesus, that's what I mean, and Jokeres. So um, you haven't got to rush certain players back either. So I think that's where we're good as well. Eze, oh, where to start?
Let's start with the first goal then. So
Yeah,
we're 1-0 up. And a couple of minutes later, I mean, Declan Rice was brilliant to fizz that ball right back into him, and then he took over.
yeah, and I think like he had not to any of us because we all know how great he can be. But I think he wanted to prove something to Spurs as well. Obviously, being Arsenal through and through as well. Obviously, all the stuff around the transfer and all that stuff. But yeah, I thought he was brilliant. Like that first goal, the way he just took it on and finished. I thought it was brilliant. Then the second goal. I was saying to Liam, like I found it was really, really ruthless and cold from Eze. Like if he was finishing them chances like that was Omri, and people might say I'm over hyping that, but I really don't think I am. Like we've seen Eze do what he done yesterday for Palace and even England and stuff, but for us, I that he was proving to me that he could be one of our best finishers at the club now.
I'm not sure if John's still there or not. Are you there, mate? Oh, I'm not sure what's going on, so I'll take over there. But
Yeah.
no, I totally agree with you, mate. I think you're bang on, mate, in terms of the comparison, like with Eze, in terms of the ruthlessness. Do you know what I mean? Like I know we were talking off it, and you said about Henry S finishing, and that was pretty much what he was yesterday. He was absolutely deadly in front of them, in front of the goal. Like
And he could have scored 4, couldn't he?
yeah,
If
exactly.
Vicario.
He could have got 4. Look, this was partly down to absolute the shambolic tactics that obviously they come with, but I'm not buying in terms of actually that sorry, I've got my brother in the background. He's a United fan shouting abuse because they're 1-0 down. But I'm not really brought on the Spurs fans. They're ripping into Thomas Brink. Like everyone and their dog yesterday that I read was just going on about this setup, this low block, this back five. Do you know what I mean? This was stifled.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like as a club, yeah, right. It was just absolute amateur behaviour. Like you're sitting there in one breath talking about that you've won the European Cup and all this kind of stuff. Look, we know it's a Grade B trophy. They won it. Fair play to them, but to go and win that trophy and then to turn up and play that style of football is absolutely ludicrous. But let's not get it wrong. It
It's
wasn't just Thomas
embarrassing
Frank.
as well.
It was the fans, the big accounts. They're all giving it to Barry McGuigan, the big and before the game. Do you know what I mean? In terms of this is what we're going to do. And you did nothing. You did absolutely nothing. What we did there, right, was actually play to Eze's strengths because he literally was not getting marked or tracked in them goals whatsoever. And how good the finishes were. They were absolutely shambolic. And when you sit there, you think the technical ability he's got, and they would know by playing against him. And he's got a good record against Spurs, Crystal Palace. You'd have expected him to have tactically been a lot better. He could have had 4, like you said.
They should have known. They should have known a bit more, obviously, because like there's a couple of players there that have been around the England squad with Eze as well. Like it's no hidden secret to what he can do. But I think what made me more laugh is the way they went with the formation. I've been being told for the last 6 months that Romero and Van der Ven are better than Saliba and Gabriel. So what if you? No, yeah, I mean, so if you trusted your defence that much, why'd you go and play a back five? And then say, "Oh well, it's Frank's fault." Well, no, like you obviously, if you actually read that some of the, I think there was someone called, I'll just call it out for it. Is Tottenham Talks on Twitter said, "Oh, with the players that are missing, we should get a 2-0 win," and that was with Van der Ven and Simons, mate. Like, just make yourself look silly. Like, I just think I'll put it out there. I thought it was embarrassing the tactics and what they claimed to, and if we really wanted to, Liam, as well, we could have won that about 6 or 7-1. Because if you even forget that Saka could have scored, Eze could have scored a couple more. I did want us to score like 6 or 7, like that would have, but obviously I was happy with a 4.
I think that's coming though. I think that is going to come against someone. I really, really do. And I'll tell you the reason
Yeah.
why. Because you look at the players that we've got, and you look at the games that we've got coming up at home, and I just look at
Yeah.
certain teams here, right? And I just think I don't see teams living with us. Like we've got a big game Sunday. Like let's not get it twisted. So Sunday's game is massive. I mean, if we get that
Yeah.
win at Stamford Bridge on Sunday, do you know what? I'm going to start saying it then. I'm very confident that we can go and win this league because actually we'd have then by this point still remain at least over 6 points clear at that point because we'd have beaten Chelsea. So we'd be at least 7 points clear of our rivals. And we'd have already gone to St James Park, Old Trafford, Stamford Bridge, Anfield. Do you know what I mean? These are
And
big
I think
games.
that's what people forget is who we've actually played.
Yeah.
Like, so in the second part of the season, we haven't got to go to these players. Like, even like, not as they're hitting a bit of good form, but I think we play Villa twice in December, so we won't
Yeah, we've
have to
got
go
Villa
there.
next weekend.
Yeah, and
We've
then
got
at the
Everton
end
away
of
coming up as well.
It's a
yeah, do you know what I mean?
tricky
Like
season.
there's some hard places to go to. Like
We put
so,
them all out the way by the new year.
yeah, and that's what and I just don't think that gets mentioned enough. And like they can cry as much as they want Spurs, but they just got taught a lesson yesterday. They tried to play the low block. They tried to do what Man City done against us at the Emirates, and it didn't work.
They don't have the players or the squad.
I look at these Villa games. I'm not. Do you know what? Right, we've had a bit of a up and down with Aston Villa over the years, and we've had some
Don't
good
worry,
results.
Tarek, don't worry.
Yeah,
We've had some shockers as well. If we beat Chelsea and we can keep our players fit, I think maybe it's evaluated after Everton in terms of where we actually situate after that, because actually that we would have got through a really, really tough period of going away to Chelsea,
yeah.
going away to Villa, going away to Everton. So yeah, maybe really realistically.
But I think
Looking at that.
more it just gets in a way it gets it done. If you get what I mean, more than so it means that after the Christmas period, we haven't got to go away to Liverpool. We haven't got to go to Villa Park. We haven't got to go to Old Trafford or the Bridge. Do you know what I mean? There's them. The only really hard away one probably in the new year we would have would be Man City. I think.
That's not to the back end of April though, is it? So hopefully
Yeah,
by
but
that
do you know
point.
what I mean? The title might be won by then. So.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Or we might win it there, which would be even better.
Yeah. But you get what I mean? It's like when I say a big game, the City, like I don't really like they're not Tottenham are not on my level, mate. Like it's like us being like Roman Reigns and I don't know, Hornswoggle comes in the ring. Like it's like they're not focused on their own line. That they'll be lucky if they get top 8 Spurs.
I mean, as annoyed as I was when they scored, the funniest thing is now, Richarlison scored the goal of his life, and no one cares. No one cares about that.
Gabriel put an Instagram post and tagged him in it, didn't he, as well? I thought that was funny.
Yeah, he doesn't like him, does he? But and in Cape as well, Liam, he was outstanding. Come in, didn't put a foot wrong. Looked like been playing there for years, and I didn't realise he was only 21. I mean, it's unbelievably scary. You think how good he could become.
We've spent big money on him. Whether people were looking at it, oh yeah, we got him on loan. We've spent 50 million. We've dropped 50 million on him, basically euros. Like this guy is the proven real deal. He played in that invincible Leverkusen team, and look, he was up against that formidable Bayern Munich team as well. So let's not get it twisted whatsoever. This is an upgrade on Jacob Kivior. Like Jacob Kivior done the job for us. But let's be honest, Arteta didn't really trust him because if Arteta trusted him, firstly he'd be here still, but secondly he'd have played him a lot earlier on in the season to kind of obviously give Gabriel some break time in certain games like the Champions League games in January. I would obviously pinpoint out, but I've got no worries about Hincapié whatsoever. I think he's going to become a top player at Arsenal, and he can play in a number of positions. And you just look at the strength of our defensive unit at the moment, and you look at what's on the bench, and you're looking at Ben White, and you're looking at Mascara, do you know what I mean? And you're looking at Lewis Skelly. You're looking at Gabriel not even playing yesterday, and you're just like, no one else has got this in the whole of Europe. No one's got this squad depth in defensive positions in the whole of Europe. And then you look at the structure of our midfield. It, it's incredible in terms of like the summer dealings we did, and the difference between last year to this year. Like last year, we was relying on players like Raheem Sterling, do you know what I mean, to come off the bench, which was offering us absolute nothing. Where this year, do you know what I mean, we're bringing on Madawaki, where Martinelli didn't come on. Like, we are in such a different situation now, and Mikel Arteta, all he needs to do now is get it right in terms of the rotation piece. Because look, there's a lot of games going thick and fast. We're playing twice a week, every week, all the way out to Christmas and beyond now. There ain't no breaks, you know what I mean? Like, we've got Champions League, we've got Brentford coming up in the Premier League next Wednesday. Do you know what I mean? We're looking at the Champions League games then we've got Crystal Palace in the League Cup 2 days before Christmas, before then going into a tricky run of fixtures after Christmas, going into the new year. So he is going to need to use his squad. He is going to need to use his squad. But do you know what? I actually think maybe players like Gorkarez and Odegaard not being risked yesterday is actually a no-brainer. We've got the job done. You've kept them fresh, and I'm hoping with Gorkarez, I'm hoping we get a bit of good news. Like, the one thing I will say is this team has got something else to give, and the reason I say that is because Kai Havertz has got to come back, and we haven't, no team seen us yet, right up front with Kai Havertz and Gorkarez at one time, and there's going to be times here, right, where we are going to need both them guys in the team and up front. I'm really intrigued to see how Mikel Arteta is going to operate Kai Havertz, if I'm being totally honest, mate, because I think there's a number of positions Kai Havertz can play. But, like, you look at the games, right, they're coming up, like Everton away, yeah, right, that's the ideal game, in it, where you might need a Kai Havertz and Gorkarez up there, do you know what I mean, to like, physically bully these teams, do you know what I mean? And this is what teams used to do to us all the time. They can't do it no more. Like, literally, we've got units all over the pitch, absolute units all over the pitch. Declan Rice again just runs every blade of grass. So you look at the team and you look at the options we got, and you just think it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. But he's just got to rotate. All he's got to do now, Mikel, is just slightly rotate it. Do you know what I mean? Give play. What I don't want to do, right, is like players not getting no minutes. Do you know what I mean? Because I actually think that come to bit us a little bit last year, because we'd have players on the bench that we wouldn't touch, and I understand why we wouldn't touch them, but you want these players being fit. Do you know what I mean? You want these players being confident in their ability. And boy, we got abundance of players to come off that bench.
Yeah, scary compared to last season and this season. Like I said, amount of players we've got available, and like I said, it's just got to be clever. I mean, going towards the Bayern Munich game on Wednesday, I mean, how many changes do you think he'll make, George? I mean, I don't think he'll make too many. But obviously, it depends who's coming back. I mean, you could see possibly Madueke coming in if he's had a few minutes, but why tweak a winning team? I don't. Yeah, we don't know with Odegaard and Victor. I wouldn't be surprised if they weren't available again, and he's holding them, as Liam said, back for Chelsea and the league games to come. Because this is an important game, but I would argue that the Chelsea game is bigger because we want to keep the league run going. I mean, the beauty of this Champions League format is if we do drop points, it's not the end of the world as such.
Yeah, it's exactly what I was going to say, mate. Like, yeah, the Munich game is important, but we've won every single game so far. So if we did drop points because we played a bit of a weakened team, it don't mean we're out, because the other games we've got are all winnable as well. So we'd still get through in that top bit. I think he will rotate. I don't think he will rotate massively. I could see probably Calafiori being put on the bench for Skelly. I don't think Madueke will start. I think he'll probably. What I would like to see is like after 50, 55 minutes, take Saka off, bring Madueke on, gives him a good 25, 30 minutes. And you can do the same with Martinelli, maybe with Trossard or Marino. Like you say, it all depends who's available. We might see someone like Erdegaard on the bench. I
The
just
rest of
think
them come on for the last half hour for Marino. Yeah, I don't know.
so, do you know what I mean? So I don't think they need to drastically change too much, but it could be a good time to give some players some minutes as well. Um, like we said, Sunday's a big game as well. But the big teams do it, mate. Like, do you know what I mean? If we want to be where Arteta said he wants us to be, so you have to play these big games week after week. But and then it's having the beauty of that squad, like Liam said, like the players we're naming. Like, all I'm saying is, if we saw a team on Wednesday that had Madueke, Marino, and Martinelli as a front three, we'd say they've still got a chance. Do you know what I mean? And that's resting people. That's rotating players, like, or having Skelly in the team, or even a Ben White, or whoever. Like, every player, every position that we have got now, I think is like, we've got a good, like, a couple of players strong for each position. And I remember, like, and even watch this space, like. Don't be surprised if Arteta's looking at options already and thinks he might can upgrade Ben White in the next 12 to 18 months. That's not. I don't think that's well out the option. But and that's not saying Ben White's rubbish, because I don't think he is. But yeah, and that's not saying he's rubbish. But do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, look at, if we didn't have Gabriel and Saliba, you've got Mosquera and Cappy that can come in, and it's for the first time I've not been that worried that if they're not playing. Like, you've seen how we was when we didn't have Gabriel or Saliba before. It was like, oh, the season was over, wasn't it? But so yeah, for Wednesday, I don't know. I think Arteta wants to win every game he plays, but there's there's
agree. I
no.
don't think he wants
I
to
wouldn't
lose
be
on
surprised
Wednesday.
if it's in the back of his mind. If it's in the back of his mind, the Chelsea game.
But the luxury is all the players that are possibly coming back, Liam. Why not play the same team, and then maybe Odegaard and Big Vic could be back for Sunday, and Martinelli and Madueke.
I think Martinelli might start on Wednesday. To be honest, yeah. I think we've seen in Champions League that actually Arteta does play on Martinelli instead of Trossard. So the only thing that he might not go with that is because Martinelli hasn't had no minutes over the last 3 to 4 weeks. But I actually think Martinelli might start, mate. If I'm being totally honest, there's no reason why that couldn't happen. I don't think. I think maybe not bringing him on Sunday whatsoever. He didn't come on yesterday, did he?
No, he didn't.
No. So he might just thought, you know, I'm not going to push it because I actually want to utilise you Wednesday. So let's just wait till Wednesday. I think, like you said, Madueke, I think will obviously come on for Saka at some point on Wednesday, and just keep increasing his minutes as that. But it's good with him, isn't it? He's really direct. So when you've got teams flagging in the last 20, 30 minutes, that's the last easy you want to come up against, is someone as direct as him, because he's going to rip you a new one.
A player that will give us a hard time on Wednesday, Marco Elise, has been outstanding.
World-class player, Michael Elise.
He's currently on fire, Elise. Yeah. So that'll be interesting.
But I think if they play Skelly, I think that's why they might play Skelly, because I think Skelly will nullify Elise.
World-class player though, Elise. Like future Ballon d'Or.
I hope so. Yeah.
Future Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, he's back on form for them. He's been their best player this season.
If we didn't have a Saka at the time,
he's been their go-to man this season.
If we didn't have a Saka at the time, I believe that he'd be playing with a try to got in. And I was a bit gutted we didn't try and get him in, because when you think about it, 60 million euros were put down on him. That's good. That's a good deal.
Yeah.
That's an unbelievable deal.
He's pretty much double that now.
Yeah, he's definitely double that, mate. 120 million for him. I'd pay 120 million euros for him. Like the geezer's top class. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's going to end up at probably Real Madrid, if we're being frankly honest, at some point over the next few years, because that's what happens, isn't it?
Fuck Real Madrid, didn't they?
Yeah, but that's what they do, isn't it? That's what they do. They go and buy these players. But yeah, he's a top player. So it's a good chat. It's good test for our players on Wednesday night. So I don't think we can really talk about rotation too much, because I think Arteta will just want to get the job done and get the Champions League done, and doesn't want to leave it to no risk. Like, I know we've got Club Brugge next, but they played really well against Barcelona at home. So they're not going to be no gimmies, they ain't either. So I think we'll see pretty much the same lineup as what we did on Wednesday. I think maybe I think that's a good shout from George around Lewis Skelly for Calavori potentially. I think that I could see that happening. But apart from that, maybe
he did have a knock, didn't he, during the international break? So it would make sense to give him a rest.
Yeah, 100%.
I just think with Skelly's pace and I think with Skelly's pace and the way he'll transition like into midfield, and then when they're attacking, he'll transition back. Because I don't know if you guys watched, but when Nkapé played against Munich for Leverkusen last season, he was playing in a back four that they had a left wing back at the same time, and him and the left wing back were swapping over. So, and I think you might see similar with Arsenal doing that. Obviously, they've got no Diaz, have they? Because he got himself sent off. So that's good for us. But yeah, I think obviously Elise is the one you need to watch, and obviously we know the other one who we need to watch because he likes to score against us, don't he? But
we just sadly know what might happen.
Yeah, but
sadly he does love a goal against us.
I still think we've got a good chance again. Bayern Munich are a good side, but they're not. I wouldn't say they're like in the top 4 or 5 of the best teams in the Champions League. I still think they have a few, like they can be got at, if you know what I mean. Like the defense they can be got at.
Yeah, I do. I actually disagree only slightly. I do think they're in the top 3 or 4 teams. I do agree with you. I think they're definitely there to be got at. I think Diaz being missing is a big blessing for us, and I actually think that was a ludicrous piece of business, by the way, by Liverpool.
Massively missing him.
Yeah, massive. I'll tell you what, mate. I think it's not talked about enough in terms of them missing Luis Diaz, because he was an absolute superb player, wasn't he, for them? So I think where we can get them right is where we've got Real Madrid is in the midfield battle. I feel that's where actually we can control the game, and we've got players that will turn up for the occasion on Wednesday, like Suamendi, Declan Rice. I think on Wednesday it's big games for them. And obviously I want to see Eze back it up with what he's done on Sunday and do at least get some kind of goal contribution on Wednesday against a big side, because actually, George, I think he probably needs that in the Champions League, because obviously he's still very new to the Champions League and he's still adapting probably to that level of football. So in my opinion, I think it'd be really good to see Eze get another contribution.
But he needs to deliver on that stage. Like, let's be honest, like we know what he can do domestically. And if he wants to break into that England team, instead of just looking at the squad, he needs to be delivering on the European stage. I think he can. I'm not saying he can't, but obviously if he's performing against teams like Bayern Munich, and I think if you actually look at their back 4 as well, they've got, I think, Dejan Ambacano and Jonathan Tah. They're not the most quickest defenders either, and they can be quite flat-footed. So someone like Eze, and say you've got Eze and Martinelli, if you've got them 2 running towards you, you're going to be shitting yourself, aren't you? Really, like you're not going to. So yeah, I think obviously if Eze can back it up,
but we got like you said.
He could back it like. The only reason I was saying about the rotating, just because it's a group stage game more than anything. But that was more my thinking. But like you say, if Martinelli starts or whoever, Martinelli or Trossard, as long as these players who are coming back and getting the minutes, mate, like we're never going to put. I don't think we'll ever see again Saka playing in a game that's pointless like that when he got the injury before.
Do you think there's an opportunity, and maybe not? Like Madueke is the other option, isn't he? Who could play on the left.
Yeah.
I just think, mate, like we're talking about them, aren't we? Like what they've got, but actually, like we've got Saka, Eze, and Martinelli potentially. Like that 3 in front of the striker is as explosive as anything, isn't it? In the whole of Europe.
Yeah. No, I agree. And obviously Saka's proved it. Like he ain't got to prove nothing, has he? Like he's proved it on the European stage a number of times. What I liked about Sunday is that he took a little bit of a back seat, Liam. I don't know if you agree with that. Like normally everything's about Saka, isn't it? But and everything goes through him. But now we've got the players that it's not. So my only concern is when Erdegaard comes back. I'm hoping Arteta doesn't just put him straight into the 10 because I think we've seen it's different. I still think it's different levels with Eze between Eze and Erdegaard. And that's not me criticising him. I just think, like we said earlier, do we think Erdegaard would have done what happened yesterday? I don't think he does.
No.
So not like finishing like that or anything, but like you say, mate, the options we've got, like. I know he made a bit of a mistake yesterday with the Spurs goal, but Zubimendi, I think it's been absolutely immense this season, and that's enabling people like Declan Rice, Eze, Saka, Martinelli, Trossard to do what they're doing as well. Because um, you're not worried, are you? If when we have the ball in the midfield, and I was listening to the podcast earlier, and they were saying what we was accused, Liam, of being too emotional as a club, and the players were too emotional. I've not seen that this season.
I think that was good feedback, mate. And I actually, looking back on it, I do agree. I'll tell you why I agree. Yeah, right. Is that actually I think we was a little bit emotional. I think that was because probably the inexperience of the coaching team at the time, inexperience of the players, and they would get excited. And how much I don't like to agree with Gary Neville's comments, I do agree with him that and I do agree with him. Reflecting back, I do agree that actually winning games in the last minutes ain't sustainable over a period amount of time. And we look at Liverpool this year when they're winning all these games in the last minute. And I kind of listened to that advice back, and I said on stream, it's like they can't continue to do that because actually when we try to continue to do that, yeah, you get that great adrenaline moment, that kick of the moment thing, and all that. That's good and fine, isn't it? But over the course of the season, the percentage games tell you if you want to play football, where you're going to be going into 94th minute level, you're not going to win all them games. You know what I mean? And you're going to come a cropper. Now, let's be honest, we didn't see Liverpool go. We didn't see Liverpool going the way they did. No one did. But I do think now we're very much a much less emotional team, and I think when we're showing our emotion, it's in the right moments at the right times. Like I tell you one thing that cheesed me off last season. Yeah, right, was when Raya come out for a ball against Man City when we was down to 10 men in the 96th minute, and you've got Gabriel and Saliba celebrating with him.
Yeah.
We then conceded in the 98th minute, mate. Now, you don't celebrate stuff like that till after the full-time whistle, mate. Do you know what I mean? No. Especially when you're away to Manchester City, mate. Do you know what I mean? It was like, do you know what, right? It's like that pedal come off at that moment. And then Man City showed what you, do you know what I mean? Man City showed what you could when you do that against world-class opposition, what can happen. And I feel that we're not doing that no more. And I feel more comfortable that we're not doing that.
Well, I think it's different this season as well. I don't know if you agree. Like, I think last season, if we drew to Sunderland last season, it would kind of have been a little bit of a hangover.
Yeah.
But that's why I think yesterday's result was quite big. Not just the win, but the way we just put them to the side and say, right, that was just a blip, whatever. Like, obviously, we don't want to lose a game, but let's be honest, there's a chance we might lose another game this season. But what my thing with that is that I don't think we go on much of a bad run because I don't know, the attitude just seems different, mate. Like even for just listening to people like Declan Rice and people like that, like they know what their roles are. Like you said, you can't. Like Liverpool were doing the last minute goals for about 4 games in a row. Now look at them, like it's that luck runs out. Whereas I just think we're sport for choice at the minute, and like you say, we've not even seen the best of Victor Gyökeres yet, and I believe we will.
Sorry, George. 1 sec, John.
Always.
Oh, he's gone. I know. I need to move that camera a little bit. And John, can you hear me?
Right,
Can you hear me,
sorry,
mate?
I'm back in the room now, so
Yeah,
I've binned off
mate.
the tablet.
Just move your camera so it's not on the TV because it'll be showing the footage.
Hey?
Yeah, your camera's slightly showing the TV.
Oh, can you see me now?
Yeah, just try and get on the TV involved.
Oh, yep, I'm with you. There you go.
Yeah. No, you're totally right, and I think that like the motion part is a big piece now. But I think as well, like I think there's a lot of experience in terms of like we've been through these campaigns over the last couple of years. We've seen the good things that have happened out of this team. We've seen the things that we potentially need to work on and improve. So I do think that we're managing situations in a much better situation.
I think players like Norgard are like actually like he might not be playing that much and be the best midfielder in the world, but like the experience he had when we brought him in from Brentford, and you got Gabriel Hines as a coach as well.
Yeah.
Like these, like you've got to have something about you to play under Fergie, haven't you?
Yeah, of course you have, and these are the kind of characters that we want around the camp. Do you know what I mean? Well, we want winners. We want people that have gone there and done it and got over the line. Do you know what I mean? Because yeah, again, you might not like the geezer, but Tim Sherwood, I agree with him, mate. Like in terms of what he said the other day, if Arsenal get over the line this year,
we'll do it for years.
What's stopping them doing it year after year? Because actually, these players,
Yeah, definitely.
These players will want to stay. Do you know what I mean? Like Thierry Henry, Patrick Vieira, Robert Perez, Dennis Bergkamp. They would have never stayed at Arsenal if they weren't winning trophies.
And I just think Berta will constantly want to be upgrading as well.
Yeah.
Like he ain't going to just sit back and be like
That's
that.
what I said when you said about Elise, mate. We win the league and Champions League. Why wouldn't he want to?
See, the only reason I don't think
we're going to be a growing force.
The only reason I don't think we'd get Elise because he plays on the right, doesn't he?
Yeah, he'll play where we tell him to.
And we've got a certain 15-year-old who's the future of the club on the right hand side, I think. So, and that's what I mean.
Yes.
No one mentions Max Dowman. Like, rightfully, they shouldn't really be mentioning him that much because he's 15. But can you guys imagine? I watched Dowman play against Brighton, and that was a Brighton back four that have played in the Premier League, and he didn't look out of place there. But can you imagine how good he'll be in 3 years?
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
And he's only 18 then.
Yeah, like he's got a massive future, isn't he? Like,
he's on the same level as Jamal for me. I'm putting it out there already.
Oh, go on. Love that, George.
Yeah.
What do we think about Waneri? I mean, I worry how many minutes he's going to get.
I think he needs a loan, mate. But
I think so. I think he should have gone to Palace, mate, and we got Eze.
At the moment, like he's still getting game time, so let's not worry about him too much because he is still getting game time. He come on yesterday. I know it's not great minutes, but I think someone like Waneri could really profit in terms of a really good loan move in January. Like if we can get one more player in January and afford to give Waneri a loan, I think it works well for everyone. But if that isn't what the club want and the club do want to keep him there, I've got no issue with that as well. I just think it's very hard for the likes of Waneri and Skelly because actually they broke through quite a bit last year, but Arteta has to get over the line this year.
And they had to play. They had no choice but to play him last year.
What I like about Waneri is he's in the shadows. So yeah, he might be getting these few minutes here, a few minutes there. But once again, he's only 18, 19? So
he must be learning so much.
Do you know what I mean? He's learning, and Odegaard's had a lot of injury problems. That's one thing I will say this season. He seems to have had more injury problems this season. So are they thinking, not saying selling him, but we need to have someone who's ready to step in to play in that number 10 role if Eze's not available?
I think.
No, definitely. I mean, let's face it, I love Odegaard as much as the next person, but he wouldn't have scored that hat-trick yesterday.
No, that's what we said.
That game yesterday, Liam, was while we signed Eze, innit? We've been having this conversation for weeks. I've been going, I'm waiting, I'm still waiting. And you've always said he's going to get a moment. Spurs is going to be the game. And
he had 3.
You know, yeah, incredible. And I have to say as well, what I did like, he celebrated his goals proper. Because at Palace, he scored a goal. He never, I don't know, but his first goal, he was proper well excited. It meant so much to him.
Well, that was the problem, mate. Like his first goal at the end was come against Crystal Palace, and I totally got it. But it was a bit of a shite moment. It was a good moment because he got the winner, yeah, right. But it was a shite moment. He couldn't celebrate it. But then in my head was actually, do you know what? You're going to get this moment against Tottenham. Now, look, no one thought he'd bang an hat trick. Let's be honest. No one sat here on last Wednesday or last Monday and said Eze's going to get an hat trick. But what I will say about Eze is that this guy was a world-class performer for his club at the back end of last season. He pretty much, I don't want to say single-handedly, because that's not no disrespect to Crystal Palace and their squad, because they achieved incredible things under their manager and in terms of what they won. But he was a rock for them in that last few months, scoring big goals in big games. And he's only going to get better now because he's playing around better players than what Crystal
I
Palace.
think it's similar to Rice, mate. Like with
Jesus.
Rice, like with Rice and West Ham, Eze and Palace, like they were so good that their level was so high, they lifted them to success. Not disrespecting the squads, but it's a similar story, isn't it? Like obviously Rice took West Ham to win the Conference League, and then Eze with the FA Cup. Like we know what the bigger trophy is, but what I mean is those two were kind of the standout players for those clubs.
Yeah, it's totally that, mate. It's literally totally that they went and won their clubs the relevant trophies that you've said.
Yeah.
They're absolute game changing signings for Arsenal. And they're between them both, they're only going to get better whilst playing in the Arsenal colours around better players. I've got no doubts whatsoever, right, that Eze is going to lead us to trophies. And the reason he's going to lead us to trophies is because he is that maverick player. He is that player that can do what he did yesterday. He is that player that will make the difference in games where you need the difference. And the difference between him and Odegaard is that he has got more in his locker in terms of an attacking threat. Odegaard's a better player to have around in the midfield area at times, keeps it nice and pretty, unlock Saka. Let's not get it twisted. So Odegaard does unlock Saka massively, but Eze can do what he did yesterday. He can take free kicks. I know he missed a penalty in the Charity Shield, but he potentially could take penalties as well. Do you know what I mean? And
that's why I went for us. Who cares?
And he can score a level of goals, mate. He can score a level amount of goals. And if you said to me, who's more likely to bang you a winner out of Eze and Odegaard, I'm sorry, it's Eze all day long for me. Yeah. But that's not me saying we can't accommodate them both. And I still think the long-term plan, if I'm being totally honest with you, is Eze inverts from the left wing into a number 10 role. And Odegaard still plays on that right-hand side. So I do think that Odegaard has got a massive role to play between now and the end of the season. I do think he'll go back in that team. I do think he'll get that number 10 role, or whatever you want to call it. I'd say it's more of an 8 role for him. And I think you'll see Eze play more out on the left. But do you know what? The luxury of that is actually we can play in so many different ways now. We could put Eze and Odegaard together against certain teams. We could just play Eze. We could just play Odegaard. Or actually, we could just take out Trossard and put Eze on the left. Or we could just rest Eze. Like, there's so many different options. Do you know what I mean? There's so many different options. There's so many different ways that Arteta can play this.
And now you could even rest Zubimendi, put Declan at 6.
We did it. West Ham, didn't it?
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And then there's another gap for someone to play that. So...
And this is the thing, mate. This is the thing with Eze. Like, this was the signing, right? That we done all the structure work in terms of all that. We needed the defensive midfielder. We needed the defenders. We got the striker. But this was the maverick player that we needed. Do you know what I mean? This was the player that's going to make the difference in the big games. Like, do you know what I mean? I think when you get to the games like quarterfinals, semi-finals, and Champions League, these are the moments when you need your big name players to step up. And this guy has proven that he can turn up in the big games against the big clubs in the big occasions, like the FA Cup final, and score you the winning goal that's going to win you the FA Cup.
Even yesterday's game, mate, that's a big occasion for him. Like, you think of everything that surrounded the transfer now. He was basically on the verge of going to Tottenham. He was bought, he was from Arsenal at a young age. It's a North London derby. For someone in Eze's situation and that, I don't think there's that many bigger games.
No, there's not many big games. Do you know what I mean? The only big games you're going to get is cup finals
Yeah.
or Champions League quarter-finals against Real Madrid or secondary finals against Paris Saint-Germain, or even if you get further in the final. That's probably
Yeah.
the only bigger games you're going to get. Like,
Yeah.
this guy, to be fair, right, I think is probably better suited away from home than at home, because we know everyone at home is going to come low block FC. So, as
Yeah.
I said to you, right, yesterday, Trossard gets the most important goal in that game because
Yeah,
actually opens a
definitely.
deadlock, and then the game unfolds, and then the game unlocks, and then Eze gets unlocked. Do you know what I mean? Away from home, I feel that if teams come out us more because they're at home, Eze's got much, much better opportunities to make himself get more crucial moments actually away from home. And I
Yeah.
think he did that a lot for Palace as well. I think his performances were away from home, and I don't quote me on this. I've got a feeling that they were more stronger away from home than at home because the way
Yeah, I think
Crystal
they
Palace
were.
used to like playing on the counter attack. So
Yeah.
there's, like, as I said, there's so many different ways that you can unlock Eze, and there's so many different ways that you can unlock this team. Like when you start looking, and I'll tell you the one thing that does excite me, and people might sit there and think, "What are you talking about, Liam?" And we all got opinions.
As
I
per
like to, I
usual.
can't. No, I like to see Eze and Jesus together. I like to see Eze
Yeah.
and Jesus in that same team because I think there could be some good football there. Watching them two kind of roam together.
I just think like the beauty we have at the minute, like so just hypothetically, so we've got Palace in the quarterfinals, haven't we? Just before Christmas. If they're all fit, you can people that we can rotate so many players. Like you could rotate Saka, Saka, and all those like that are playing now, and still put out a reasonably good team with bringing people like Jesus, Havertz, Jokeres, and Madueke and Erdegaard in. And I think that's what's scary for every other team. Like I think for the first time for a long, long time, we're actually a threat and to win all the trophies that we're in for. And that's including the Carabao and the
Yeah.
FA Cup. Because whatever, even if we put a second team out, it's still really strong.
Yeah, and that's what it is, isn't it? Like there's so many different options. You know what
It's
I mean?
like City. It's like what City do.
Yeah, it's so many different options. But I actually think not even City have got the volume of
Not
options.
now, no.
You know what I mean?
No,
The
definitely
good
not.
thing about City was that City, for me, yeah, right, were world class now. A world class Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah.
The thing that you see about City now is that actually they miss Kevin De Bruyne because actually if Kevin De Bruyne was playing against Newcastle, I
They
think
win the game.
City win that game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he would have
You
broken down.
take you take Haaland out, they have nothing.
No, that's
Exactly.
the
If
thing.
Haaland gets an injured, that's it. Like I actually think, yeah, right. If we can get one more result that goes our way and not their way, and we can get them to, what's it? That'd be 10 points then.
Yeah, and then add the 10
That's
points that they should get deducted.
that's a big barrier. 10 points at that point. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not like we're bringing Rob Holding in anymore. Do you know what I mean? To play William Saliba. Do you know what I mean? Like let's be honest. Like
Every
we're at a
player that
different
comes
level.
in does the job. It's not a
Yeah.
Man City. You can see that. They've got players coming off, like Oscar Bob, and they're coming on. We've got players coming on, bang, bang, bang. Everyone's on it. Everyone's chomping at the bit. Everyone wants, because they know everyone's such a competition for places now. Everyone knows they're under a pressure to perform. And boy, are they. Everyone is so up for
I
it.
think
It's
it's going to
brilliant.
be
Everyone wants to be part of the team because they know what's going to happen.
I think it's the first time that we could go into the January transfer window, and I wouldn't be annoyed if we didn't sign someone.
Imagine if we sign one or two
But I
more.
think, but
This
this
is
is
what
the
I'm
thing.
saying.
I think they will, because I don't think,
Oh, I bloody hope so.
Berta doesn't strike me as the sort of person to sit on his hand.
No, just to sit there and do
Like,
nothing.
because
Yeah.
I think I was listening to like a podcast, and it was about Berta and stuff, where he done an interview, and when you're having your director of football come out and say winning the Premier League is not enough anymore, that's the level we're at now. So I'm not
Yeah, no,
saying that
that's
they
it.
will go out and buy someone, but I wouldn't be surprised. But like the squad we've got, we're happy with. But if you imagine, I don't know who they would add in. Like I was reading online today. Apparently, we're looking to go for is it the Forest defender Murillo or something?
Murillo.
So,
Oh, really?
yeah, do you know what I mean? Not like we've got enough centre halves.
Well, yeah,
I'd
I
be
don't know why we need
surprised.
that.
No, do you know what I mean? But obviously, we're still being linked with players. It's not. I'd be more worried if
We were linked with
we
Scott
weren't.
McTominay yesterday.
Oh no! Don't do that to me. No.
Oh, and Scotland's finest. No, come on.
Got Harvey Barnes.
He's a good player, mate. Yeah. Well, Harvey McBarnes, yeah.
Yeah. But no,
He
like
do a good
what I mean.
job for them, to be fair.
But
You know
like,
what?
wouldn't even be surprised if we went for Julian Alvarez next summer.
Can I just say something about Scott McTominay that I find that a bit interesting here, right?
Yeah.
Because I actually think that Declan Rice needs an understudy.
Yeah, so it could
And
be.
I don't think that I think there's a big difference between Declan Rice and Mikel Merino, because I don't think
Yeah,
Mikel Merino has got the engine to play the role that obviously Arteta wants him to play and deputise. I actually don't think Scott McTominay is too far out of the question.
I think he's a good player, mate.
I would
obviously my
prefer.
Scottish head on. He's been brilliant for Scotland. He scored so many
But he was
goals.
good for Man
Going to
United. He was
Napoli,
good for Manchester United, but
he
the
was
problem
Napoli's
was,
player of the year last year. They love him there.
I'd
He's been
prefer.
amazing.
I'd
He
prefer
won the
Adam
league.
Morton.
well, yeah, I see Adam Morton as a different player. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a massive admirer of Adam Morton. I think he's the next big thing that's going to go out there to a big club.
Scott's a tall boy. He'd fit in the land of the
do you know
Giants.
what? If you got him in, and we've so many, but I do think McTominay could be more like a box-to-box midfield kind of player. Do you know what I mean? And actually, could be that player that actually
be against it.
we like.
No,
Not it's going to happen, but that's the plan.
I wouldn't be against him.
We do need a box-to-box midfielder. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying it's going to be McTominay, but I'm saying actually, right, my biggest concern if we get an injury is Declan Rice. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't think we can cover that position at the moment.
It's been immense.
Not to the level
amazing.
that we need to. Every other position we can pretty much cover.
But I think the way we are now, we're an attractable like offer to anyone across Europe or wherever. So like, there's nothing to say that you could like look at other teams, even look at Real Madrid. Like, you've got people like Camavinga or.
Vinicius wants out, by all accounts.
I don't know if I'd want him, but
no, he caused too many problems. He could end up going PSG or Man City or something.
But even like someone like I know he's not the Rice replacement, but even Julian Alvarez, like if Jesus and whoever go next summer, like I won't go. But this is what I mean. They're the sort of players we seem to be bringing in players that are either as good or just a little bit better.
If you said to me now, what would I want to bring in January? Be a box-to-box midfielder?
Yeah, I'd probably say the same.
It would definitely be a box-to-box midfielder for me. But do you know what I mean? Like, I'm hearing the Turkish player. Is it the Turkish player?
Oh, what, Juventus?
Juventus.
Yeah.
His name's been linked quite a bit.
Yeah, I've heard a few things.
So that could be an option. But yeah, again, it might be that we bring someone in and let like when Harry go out on loan, or it might be that
that would make sense.
We feel Jesus is not gonna. I'm not sure, and I'm not really on the situation where I think that Jesus goes in January, just for the fact that who are you going to find in the January Monday that's going to be better than Jesus?
Well, I personally don't think anyone would pay for him at the moment.
No, but you're not going to find out. You're not going to find out. Do you think you're going to find someone that's potentially going to be worth the money in the January Monday that's going to be better than him? Now, there are players that are better than him in there, but he's still good enough. He's still good enough to come off on games, right? As we see against Manchester United when he come on in that game, right?
Yeah.
He's still good enough to have them moments. He's got them moments in him. We might need him for them moments in the back end of the season.
A player I think we could sign, but we need him to stay until the summer is Semenyo, because I don't see Arsenal paying his release clause in January for him to go to AFCON for a few weeks. I just don't see. I might be wrong, but I don't see him paying 60-odd million for him then to not be available for 5 to 6 weeks.
I don't know if we'll go for him. I don't know.
I'd love Semenyo.
He's good. I just think he's a bit hit and miss sometimes. But I can see Liverpool going for him. But I think, especially if they carry him being mid-table.
The problem with Liverpool, right, and I've said this to a Liverpool fan, Liverpool will go all out for the Champions League now, and they're going to have to, because actually...
That's all they've got, isn't it?
Yeah, that pretty much is it. Like, I heard that fan on Talksport saying that you just go for the FA Cup now, and they've had to readjust it. readjust their expectations, which sometimes you do. I actually agree what you said. I thought Cundy was a bit of a prick, if I'm being totally honest. I didn't see
It's
anything
not
wrong
like
with him.
Cundy, is it?
Nah, but I didn't see anything wrong with him.
that's a surprise.
We got to readjust our expectations. Of course, you're not. It's not acceptable. You are where you are, but at the end of the day, yeah, right. You've got to readjust them now. So now you've got to sit there and think. Actually, what are we actually going to go for? That's going to make our season half bearable. Do you know what I mean? And for me, like the likes of Van Dijk and Allison will want one more Champions League under their belt. Whether they get that or not, I'll be very
And I
surprised.
think the only reason they're under so much pressure is because of the money they spent.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder,
And
would the
players aren't
pressure be
performing.
as much? Would the
But it's
pressure
the
be
Spent
players
as
they
much if
sold.
they
260
didn't
million
spend that?
pounds and 2 duds.
But it's
Yeah.
the players they sold. Diaz, we've spoken on the show. Like they
Yeah.
sold like what I thought was one of their best players in Diaz.
He's suspended for Wednesday, isn't he?
Yeah.
Which is good news because he's been doing very well over there. as
Even
well.
Trent, they sold it or gave him away, whatever. I know people don't like him and Liverpool fans don't like him, but
Yeah,
like
but why don't they like him? Because he went to the best club in the world.
exactly. But they have a short memory, didn't they? All like threaten Steven Gerrard, say he didn't go to Chelsea. So
No, it's
like,
embarrassing. They're just
do you
embarrassing.
know what I mean?
But look, Trent and Diaz were big players, mate. They were big players. They're not being replaced.
Big
End
personalities.
of story, innit? Like they've not been replaced. Like
No.
their business has been absolutely abysmal when you think about it. They lost the key players and didn't replace them. I think they put too much hope in Conor Bradley.
Yeah.
Because he had a half decent couple of seasons. But
they signed that Frimpong, didn't they, from Leverkusen?
He's always injured.
He's always injured.
And even when he's played, he's flattered to deceive.
When he was
Bournemouth.
at Celtic, he was always injured.
But
we signed a good defender from Leverkusen. See?
And the problem with Florian Wirtz as well, there's a name that there's a reason is Mo Salah.
Yeah, he's been rubbish.
Like Florian Wirtz, if you watch him at Leverkusen and watch him play for Germany, he's quite a good player.
He's a different player. He's a different player.
But he's not playing in the right position. I said this, it'd all go wrong. Like for me, Salah has done an Aubameyang. As soon as he signed his deal last season, he's been awful.
Interesting to see what happens when he goes in January, whether Liverpool will pick up.
And I think they will.
There's a lot of we got to pass the ball to Salah, we got to pass the ball to him. But Wirtz could thrive when he goes.
I think they will look better. Yeah, I think they'll look better. Well, you think when they won in the Champions League, didn't they drop Salah?
Yeah, he was on the bench and he came on when they won 5-1.
Yeah. So there you go.
Interesting. But yeah, I know.
Well, I've got before we end the show, I've got to do a will. For the.
Is this a night out with you?
Sadly not.
No.
It's for the clock. It's your own choice clock. For everyone who's done their repost. So obviously, good luck, everyone.
Oh, this is very exciting.
Let's see who wins it.
Go on.
It's like Wheel of Fortune.
It is. Jeanette. Go on, Jeanette.
Yeah, get in there, Jeanette.
Well done, Jeanette.
Heartbreak for Jonesy.
Yeah.
Well pleased for Jeanette as it goes because
go on, Jeanette.
Yeah,
definitely deserves
quite a few of these.
The hero, mate, flying over from Ireland every other week. All of them, to be fair.
So well done, Jeanette. Congratulations on that. We're going to do our result. We haven't really spoke about Chelsea, have we? But I know we've got near the end of the show. Let's have a quick chat.
We'll beat them. Don't worry about it.
But are you confident, John, going to Chelsea?
Yes and no. I mean, it's ridiculous. We're doing so well, but every game just still scares me. It's because we're so close, and it's man, and we're so close. It's just like, yeah, I'm enjoying it, but it's just horrible as well. As much as I enjoyed yesterday's game, and then obviously when Spurs scores, and and then you're worried that they're going to score again, but yeah, I mean Chelsea are second. I mean I don't know how. I honestly don't know how.
It's all the other teams,
and they're doing well, but yeah. I mean, Cole Palmer apparently isn't going to play, but he was back in training today because he stubbed his toe in a door. I mean, what a clever man he is, by the way. I mean, Jesus. But he was back in training, but apparently wearing a protective boot. But I wouldn't be surprised if he turned up on Sunday. We hit and miss over there, haven't we? We won a few, drawn a few. if we play like we have been playing, I think we'll beat them. But it's a London derby away, so
I
you
don't think
never
we lost
know.
it, mate. I don't think we lost it for about 6, 7 years.
No, Anthony Taylor's the ref, so I don't know. I think we'll go there and win. I think it'll be tough, but yeah, I'll back us to beat anybody at the moment. To be honest,
I think we need Gallcrest fit Sunday. I
yeah, I
do
think
think we need
so.
Gallcrest fit Sunday. And that's easy saying, but again, it's not me slandering
I mean,
McConaughey.
they're not going to play a low block, are they, Chelsea? So
No, I think, and if we can get him playing like in that game against Burnley in the first half, I thought him and Saka looked like they were developing a good relationship on that pitch. But I just think with Chelsea, I watched them against Burnley and I weren't impressed whatsoever. I didn't really like. Don't get me wrong, they're doing well. They're second in the league, so they are doing well. But I looked at them and I thought, if this team beat us for the Premier League, I'll be absolutely fucking fuming.
Yeah,
That's where I'll go. Like, you got Sanchez in goal. There's so many flaws. Reece James can't keep himself fit for love or money. Do you know what I mean? Cole Palmer can't keep himself fit. Their best player. And you look at their players and you think like Enzo and Casido are good players. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
they are.
Are they any better than what we've got? They're probably not. If I'm being totally honest, Casido, I would have in my team. I think he's a bloody good player, but apart from that, I look at them and I think, nah. Like, if we turn up with our 11, they turn up with their 11, and we play to our best capabilities, and they did, Arsenal win the game. Because there's so much more in terms of where Arsenal are to where they are. But you've got to go out there and do it. And last year and the year before, I think we've only got draws there, haven't we? But I didn't feel last year we should have won the game. Like, Trossard had that incredible chance in the 95th minute. But I think our performance the year before was really poorly, and we've got to come away with 2 draws somehow.
That's why you were 2-0 down, weren't we?
Yeah, we haven't lost there for a while, but actually, we haven't performed that great in the last 2 seasons there. So it's a game that we've got to take really, really seriously. I think if we can get 1 or 2 up, then it's game over, because actually we can just go and like sniffle them out. And I don't think they've got enough about them to get themselves back into the game against our defence. But we've got to go out there and do it. We've got to go out there. We've got to play really, really carefully and just play structured. And I just think hit them when where it hurts, and hopefully we can get out there and win. If we get out there with a win, then actually that sets us up beautifully going into the Everton Aston Villa game. But I do agree with what kind of George said earlier on, that I was saying if we win a Chelsea game, but actually let's get to the Everton game and then see where we are after that point. Because actually you've then wiped off Villa Park, Stamford Bridge, and obviously the Everton's new stadium as well. So when you start looking at all the away games that we have gone to, they're bloody hard away games that by that point that we've cleared out the way.
Yeah, I think with the Chelsea game as well is that they've got Barcelona tomorrow as well.
They have, yes.
That'd be interesting to see how they get on with them.
Yeah, and I don't think they've won all their games. I might be wrong with that, but so I still think they're probably going to have to play a decent team, which is
they will. They'll play the first team.
Well, it won't be hard for them. They've got about 38 players, haven't they? But like, well, I think Chelsea are going to play into our strengths, like, because they won't sit back and defend. So, like, I agree with you, Liam. The people I think they need to watch is Enzo and Caicedo, but I would watch Pedro as well, because he can be a bit of an arsehole.
Well, all depends on you want to flick his head, innit?
Yeah, and but I just think generally who the players we've got will just get the job done. Like you say, if we get an early goal, there's nothing to say that we get an early goal and just see the game out either. So I trust the back. I trust the back four to do that. Yeah, and I trust the back four to do that. Like Tim, I don't think Urian Timber's getting enough credit for what he's been, how good he's been this season.
They're all amazing.
And I think Calafiori as well. Like I think
he's amazing.
I remember Liam us having that chat before. Is that if we had a fit Calafiori a lot more, I think we would have had a lot of better results.
Yeah, I agree. He's been a
and this season we have. But when he was getting injured, it was reminded. I thought, oh please, not another Tomiyasu. But yeah, I just think obviously we focus on the first bunch of games, and then you go into Chelsea one. I don't know who City have got. and that this weekend. But
I have no idea actually.
um,
They're at home.
I know Liverpool got West Ham, so Liverpool should win that. But they're like, I'm not worried about them anymore. But and I just think like I think I'm gonna wait till the new year because the Christmas period is always we've got a reputation for that, and if we're still like 6 or 7 clear on the 1st of January, then I think we start booking hotels.
Oh, where are we going, George? Anyone else?
Yeah, we'll be getting drunk for like 2 or 3 days straight. I think.
Yeah, and naked.
I have to use my stick as like red rag to a ball with you, Brooksy. You know what I mean?
Quite interesting to say about it's quite interesting to say about them 2 games over Christmas, like Brighton and Villa. Games we struggled at home. In the
Yeah,
last
and
few
that's
seasons,
more
yeah.
what my thinking is. Like they are winnable games, and I think we've got Brentford next week as well, haven't we? Which we should win.
Yeah,
But
we should be winning them.
do you know what I mean? It's just
You got to go do it.
I think I've just got PTSD from it, Liam. To be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
But we got world class players all over the pitch now. That's the difference.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I look at it. We're setting up
Man City home to Leeds.
Oh, so yeah, they
They'll
should.
win
If
that one.
we're setting up Saka, Martinelli, and Eze, or Saka, Martinelli, Eze, and Trossard, do you know what I mean? Or Odegaard coming in, Eze going out on the left, and you got
Yeah.
Gulchrist up front with Rice and Mendy. Yeah, right, mate.
Yeah.
I'm struggling to see. Like, I'm feeling more like back in the days when we was invincible, and I'm thinking we're not losing.
Yeah.
Today. We're not losing today. We're not going to lose today. Like, I was actually really quite quietly confident, and I said it to a couple of people. I said I think we'll stuff Tottenham. I think we'll.
Yeah, I did. I knew we
Yeah, I
weren't
fancied
losing
us.
yesterday.
But I was confident that we had that performance in us, and actually, like,
Yeah.
I'm confident now that we can go to places and obviously win. But like you said, these next 3 away games are 3 tricky away games to navigate. So
The only game I wouldn't say worried. Like obviously Chelsea's Chelsea, the Brighton and the Villa game slightly concern me around the Christmas period. But that's just because of the past,
Yeah.
what's happened. But I don't.
I'm
As
worried
I was
about the
saying
Villa away
earlier,
lunchtime one. The
yeah,
Saturday
I don't.
lunchtime. I worry about that.
But even if we slipped up, I still don't think we go on a bad run. That's where I think it's different this season. And everyone keeps saying, "Oh, the other teams ain't as good," but that's not our problem, is it? Like we can only win or get as many points as we can. If they want to drop points and all that, that's down to them. And what
Yeah.
I think what we're doing a lot better. I know people say the Sunderland game, but forget about that. Is we're maximising and profiting on when other teams are dropping points because that's the third. Like Man United, I think are dropping points still. So,
Yeah, they are. They're losing still. 10 men. They're pathetic.
but yeah, I just think like because realistically, like you said, Liam, if we go 9 or 10 points clear, if we beat Chelsea, who is only one team that could probably in their prime catch us, and that would have been City. But I still don't think they go through the season
They're
without
not.
dropping
No,
points
they've still
again.
got
That's why I
problems.
said to you, like, if we get to what we 7 in front of City, we get that to 9 or 10, then. Now, this was the problem before with City. We were 7 points. I remember in that first season, but we never got above 7. Now, if we can get to 9 or 10, then
Yeah,
I think that's a big ask for City to kind of turn that back round. But we just got to concentrate on the games in front of us. Like I was listening to what's
exactly.
we have got to concentrate on the games in front of us. But I just think we can get 9 or 10 in front of City, then actually, like you're looking at a 3-4 game swing. That's a big swing. Do you know what I mean? And they've got to win every game as well. And I'm not sure this team, and in this league, they can go and win every game. Like even when you're looking, we're talking like, oh, we've got to go to Everton, we've got to go to Aston Villa,
But so have they. You know what I mean?
well, they've got to do it at some point as well. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's
these
it.
games are gonna swing round. Jesus, I'm trying to do a show, mate.
But then you think that City lost to Villa, didn't they?
They did, yeah, 1-0.
The other week, and then like I know we're all saying they should probably batter Leeds, but that's the sort of game that like
Well,
you
yeah,
just
Leeds got nothing to lose,
no
have they?
like so like you think the teams they've lost to so far, I don't know if you guys agree, but old Pep teams I don't think would have done that when winning the title.
No, definitely not.
Because
But yeah,
Doku's form will flatten out. He's a
he's up and down.
he's a vibe player. He'll play well for a few weeks and then not really do it. And then, like you say, their season could just fall apart, mate. Because if Haaland does a hamstring or gets a suspension or something, it's like they rely on him so much, like they used to rely on Rodri.
yeah. I just, like,
I'm confident, so
I'm not. City are not going to create the City run of old. I'm pretty
No.
sure of that because I just don't think they've got. If they lose key players like Rodri's, just seems to be getting injury after injury at the moment, so that's not good for him. But if they lose Haaland for any amount of time, I'm not sure Mamouche is going to step in that role and consistently get the goals they're going to need. We just need to keep going, don't we? Look, let's just keep going. Just concentrate on ourselves. You know what I mean? Can you hear that?
Who's that? Oh yeah, he's watching Man United. Isn't he? He's right. Xerxes is crap.
Well, there you go.
You right, Liam?
Yeah, there you go.
To be fair, mate, Man United are shocking. I mean,
To be fair, that was like me on
Everton have had 10 men for 80 minutes.
that was like me
And
on
brilliant.
Saturday morning when I looked at BBC Sport Cricket, so I can't really say much.
I tell you what,
God,
that break's going to be even more of a knob, innit, if they go and win the game. Like, imagine walking back in there, like everyone else, mate, with the whole management team be absolutely buzzing, yeah, right, and he'll be the only prick feeding like an idiot, won't he? Because he's let his club down.
They should make him walk home.
What actually happened? I don't know why they got someone sent off.
Well, they had a row. I mean, the Man United player had a shot, and then Michael Keane and him had an altercation, and Gage has sprung an arm and whacked him in the face.
Oh yeah, his own player.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
Jesus.
But it's silly, really, because 10 minutes gone. I don't know why they got so stressed about it. He just
Do you think he
completely
should have
lost
been
it.
sent off?
I thought it was a bit harsh. I just think.
You can't hit your own players, can you?
But if he does that to the opposition player, he's going to send him off. You can't raise your hands.
He's hitting an individual at the end of the day.
You can't strike at someone's face. Yeah.
It's even worse. It's your own player as well, isn't it? It's like Bowyer and all that over again, isn't it?
Totally unacceptable.
Yeah, Lee Bowyer and Kieran Dyer.
Not professional whatsoever. Totally unacceptable.
No.
But he's going to feel right
fine
if Everton go and win this game, right? Because like,
yeah, well, they shouldn't play him again.
Yeah,
I said no.
Sell him again.
Give all his wages to charity.
Yeah.
And tell him to do one.
Anyway, I think we'll finish up on that. We've got to do our predictions for both the games. So I'll go first. Bayern Munich. I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal win.
Lovely. I'm going to go 3-2 Arsenal.
3-1 Arsenal.
Go on.
Arsenal Chelsea. I'm going to go for 2-1 Arsenal again.
Go on. I'm going to go 2-0.
I'm going to go 4-2 Arsenal.
Oh, you're going to go for the old Eddie goals, are you? That was a 4-2, wasn't it?
Yeah.
4-2.
And Carno.
Oh, someone's angry out there, mate. Someone's getting angry out there.
Yeah, Chelsea dismissed again.
Jason Cross going 3-1 to the Arsenal. That might change in a week when I see my Cannon Joneses, but there you go.
I did get Leo as the first goal scorer on the Cannon and Jonesy. I was quite happy with that for the Spurs game.
That's brilliant, yeah.
I don't know. Am I right? I've got a feeling that Jonesy might have gone 4-1 in that game.
I'm trying to remember.
I'll have a look after. I'll have a look. Anyway, obviously, cheers. Thank you very much, guys, for coming on tonight.
No problem.
No, very
always
welcome.
a pleasure, never a chore.
Absolutely. Oh, go on, no, break here. Go on.
There you go. A bit more noise out there.
It's like Liam's got a fan zone on in the background.
Oh, mate.
Did you see that thing they did yesterday? That Sky thing in the box? Did you see that stupid thing?
I didn't really get what it was. I've seen people talking about
What is it? They don't know what the result is.
Spurs fans said, look, Gary Lineker, our dealers, and Michael McIntyre, and we had just random fans. It was Is he still crying?
Yeah, it's not a good night for him.
I thought they were back.
Well, to be fair, like down to 10 men, mate, they should be sitting fourth now.
There's only 4 minutes of injury time as well.
I had Trey telling me on Twitter that they were back. So
Yeah, but you know,
Pickford's made some
you
good
know when,
saves. Don't
you
get
know
me
when
wrong.
Trey's telling
Still.
you anything, it's totally the
yeah,
opposite.
yeah.
Anyway, guys, I'm going to let you all go. Have a
Cheers
good
for a
evening.
great show, Liam.
And you,
Yeah,
mate.
cheers,
Enjoy
George.
Arsenal Wednesday. And yes,
Oh, and the
we've
Gooners.
done the scum again. Good night.
Right.
Yeah, go on.